Hello, back on track with Borderline. For I believe the last time, I think I'm done. As always these days, once I've done what I think is the final mix, I'm going to leave it for a few days just to make absolutely sure I'm happy with everything. We've got a couple of bits of vocal harmony, as you can see here, some oohs and ahs, and some followed repeated words. It's the first time I've done it quite this closely, where I've asked Pauline to sing exactly the words of the song, just in harmony. I think that sounds pretty cool. This solo, the first solo, I've taken most of the distortion away and I've put a little bit on. I've added a little bit of extra grit to the end. Overall mixing, cleansing, blah blah blah. Let's get on with it. first thing to deal with, because it's kind of a new thing for me, is this vocal section over here where we've got the accompanying lines. Let's have a listen to that.
Shuffle on, now your war is won. All it took was an easy man and the world was burning.
So Pauline actually sang
Careless
these
after all,
stacked.
hardly felt the fall.
So I didn't mute them.
Back to the
She actually
wall,
sang along with herself, and I
and
think
it's
it
no
really glues it
wonder.
together.
Here they go, this is once and for all. Hitting
I'm
you
like, are you sure you don't want me to mute them? Can you do it? It's like, bring it on, bring it on.
Would you even care at all?
Yeah, I mean, we muted the parts, we muted the other parts while she was learning each line. So I'd have the new part that she was going to sing, basically all of the other vocals taken away, learn the notes, and then it's like, right, bring everything back in. And kind of bring in one at a time, and she's singing it each time and still kind of nailing it every time. So that was really good fun, and I think I've obviously got a lot to learn in this with regards to this technique. It's a brand new thing, and it is quite different from simple oohs and ahs. Pauline says she prefers it too. Just feels like she's noodling around when she's singing oohs and ahs. So this is a new territory for me. I've not really tried this before, and I think that's been a success. Really just dipping my toe in the water there. There's only one small section of the song where we did it, and you can see even the first phrase, I only had one harmony behind, and then just eased into the second harmony to make it not quite seem so, so violent. This what I call first solo has been, I have spent some serious time trying to get this solo right, and I think it's because I like the notes. I really like the solo, I'm fond of it musically, and I've tried to do it justice with the production. The distortion sound, it wasn't washing. I tried the very heavily compressed, pretty severe distortion, that wasn't right. Then the more overdriven kind of crunch, no, that wasn't working either. In the end, I've veered more towards that, and I'm actually using a Guitar Rig stock preset. I haven't edited. I did a little bit of tweaking actually on the amp, but other than that, this is pretty much out of the box. And it's got quite a warm sound, not too distorted. So I'm pretty happy with that. Final solo went the other way. I've actually added distortion. I've brought a decapitator on. I've just basically slapped it on the bus. So all four of the parts that feed into this are getting it. I'll take it away. Obviously there's a volume boost too, but it is really crunching it. Don't press this button. Don't press the button. Don't press that button. But I had really good fun messing around with the various distortion types. I've got written down somewhere what each of these modes emulate. Again, in my kind of let's find out what classic kit emulations I've got. These buttons actually correspond. Here they are. Sound Toys. I think it's E we've got, which is the Chandler EMI TG channel. Yep, that's the fella. So it's nice to know that it's a specific piece of kit that's doing that pretty creamy thing. Very nice indeed. I went right back into every guitar track, in fact every track on the song, but really paid a lot of close attention to the guitars, soloed everything else away and listened to the thing on its own. And it's amazing when you come back with different ears from a different perspective, you just find stuff that's wrong. It might have been a sample click at the beginning of an event, or a crossfade not done properly, or levels being wrong. There's all sorts of stuff that can trip you up at any time. It's pretty amazing how vigilant you've got to be over the entire song on an ongoing basis. It never really stops. And also I think in this song I made a mistake of doing some mixing too early in the process. I got a little bit carried away with trying to get a great sound and ended up putting automation on tracks. That's where you fall into problems, I think. if you put volume automation on a track before you're really ready to start mixing, it really gets in the way. It's such a pain because you no longer have that manual control over the fader. Cubase will just twang it back into place. And I know that there's things that you can do to override those settings, but that doesn't stop it being a pain in the arse. So I think I'm going to be much more careful in future. If I take one kind of lesson learned out of this song, it's don't do mixing too early. Previously on other songs I've said don't do mixing too late, don't leave it all till the very end, and I'm still trying to find that sweet spot. But it's gone together reasonably well, I think. I'm very happy with the drum sound. I've done a bit more individual processing on the tracks, and trying not to be quite so shy about, you know, bringing new effects onto tracks and just trying some of this stuff out that I've got. And in this particular case, I actually closed my eyes and just tabbed through the presets. I've got the Windows utility. It's part of the standard Windows thing where you can turn your keyboard into a mouse, and I basically just press the number 5 on the numeric keypad, which replicates the left mouse button. That means I can hover the mouse over the arrow, put it in keyboard mode, and now I can close my eyes and press the number 5, and it's basically like a non-movable mouse. And then when I'm done listening to all the presets with my eyes closed, hear what one sounds best, and then, you know, go back into mouse mode and I'm up and running again. So I use that an awful lot when I'm trying to listen to presets, because I find that I'm coloured by the name of a thing. If something is called drum mix bus, I might be tempted to use that anyway, because it's, you know, it's the right name, as opposed to, you know, something like ballad female vocal, which might have sounded better. It didn't, but it might have, and I would have think, oh no, I'm not using a vocal preset for a drum bus. Trident A-range preamp and EQ. Thank you very much. Lovely it is too. I bought this Arturia effects package recently. Everything does seem to be very magnificent. Maybe I'm just a glutton for beautiful interfaces. You know, Arturia do very nice looking interfaces, but I don't think so. I suspect that they are actually very nice plugins. So that's that one. Borderline in the books, number 11, finished. Give it a few days, listen to it again, make sure everything's fine, a few final tweaks maybe, and then upload that as the final version and onto the next. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. It's been a bit of a meandering one. I've been all over the place trying to wrestle a song into some kind of form, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. Hope you are too. If you are, please consider subscribing, hit notifications, and then you'll find out when the rest of our content comes out. Hope to see you then. Thanks a lot.